Good morning, Petty Pups. How are you? We are here today with Miss Muschenheim and her friend Miss Deb, and we are going to show you all about horses. So watch and see what you can learn today about taking care of horses.
Guys, to all the boys, so I'm going to bring you over here, and this is Cactus. And whenever you're walking around horses, you never want to go right behind them. And if you have to push them, you can, but they weigh about 1,000 pounds. That's almost as heavy as your car at home. But this is Cactus, and all the boys are about 13 years old. And something that's important to remember is that they love to be loved. So you want to make sure that you're always talking to them, either with your voice or with your hands. You don't want to be afraid to hug them and smell them, because they make my heart happy. Even just the smell makes me happy. But this is Cactus, and he'll lick you like a dog, right, Avery? And then this is Easy Breezy, and he's the fastest one in the bunch and the tallest, but he's beautiful. He's my favorite. He's my horse, and if you've ever been to a rodeo, he is what they call a barrel racer. So he likes to run really fast, and he likes to run around those barrels and cut corners really fast. So you always got to be paying attention when you're riding this guy. And then you see, whenever I'm walking behind him, I'm always talking to him, because you don't want to scare them. If they get scared when you're behind them, they don't want to hurt you, but if they don't know you're back there, they might think that you're something trying to get a hold of them, and they might like move their leg back to kick you. And so you always want to make sure they know you're here. And this is Shamrock, and he just had a birthday. I bet you can guess when his birthday was. It was March 17th. He was born on St. Patty's Day. Even though he's not green and white, he is brown and white, and he's the laziest one of the bunch. But he's my daughter's horse. He's awesome. And then this is Jalapeno, and Jalapeno was a baby from one of my other horses, and her name was Shalimar. And he's just a real easygoing guy. He gets scared of frogs or dragonflies every once in a while, but other than that, he's a good easygoing horse. But I'm going to teach you guys how to brush him today, so I'm going to have you come up. So the very first thing you want to brush him with, and I'm going to have you too, okay, is what we call a curry comb. It doesn't look like a comb, but it's really sharp. Feel that?
Yes,
it's
really sharp.
So when you are brushing a horse with a curry comb, it's like a back scratcher. So it's okay to brush them real hard here, but it gets all the big stuff off, the mud, because as soon as you brush them and we ride them today, they're going to roll in the mud. Right, Avery, as soon as we get done, right? But you always want to make sure you use the curry comb first, but because it's so sharp, you can scratch where they have lots of meat as hard as you want, really. But when you get down to where they don't have as much meat, like on your elbow or on your knee, it's the same way. You don't want to hit it with anything sharp. So just be a little bit more gentle when you're down here. But this is the first brush that you're going to use. Then I'll go get the other one while you start on Shamrock. And then after we use the curry comb, then we're going to use this brush, and if you'll feel that one.
It's a little bit softer.
It's a little bit softer. And so you still don't want to use that curry comb or this brush on their face, because that would really hurt them. You can use it on their legs. You can use it on their belly, and it won't hurt them at all. They love it, actually. It's like, ooh, somebody scratching your back, that spot you can't reach. That's kind of like what it is with the curry comb and this brush. And then the last brush that we'll use is the really soft brush.
Oh, that's really soft.
And that one's okay to use on their face, but you do want to use it on their body too. But the funnest part, I think, of getting ready to ride a horse is brushing them, because you can spend lots of time with them, building up a relationship with them, getting to be friends with them, and they love it, and it's very therapeutic for me. So I'll spend the 45 minutes brushing my horse a day, and I love it. But I'm going to let you guys brush them. You want to make sure that you get everywhere on their body with their brushes, because you don't want that saddle to sit on him and him have a piece of rock or a piece of mud under there, and then we put our bodies up on top and that heavy saddle on top, and then that hurts, kind of like having a rock in your shoe. You don't want that to happen. So we're going to work on them for a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you guys how to saddle.
All right.
Now we're going to put the saddles on the horses so that we can go for a ride. It's such a pretty day today. But you always want to have 2 blankets on the horse. One's a blanket and one's a pad, so that it makes it softer. Because we're pretty heavy, and so is the saddle. And so we want to make sure that he's comfortable with us on top of him. And remember, this one is jalapeno. And the saddle has important parts to it that you have to remember. So I'm going to share with you what those parts are as Tony is putting on the saddle. So this is the stirrup, and this is what we're going to put our foot in to get up on top of the horse. And we always get up on the left side of the horse. And what Tony is about to put onto his belly is called a cinch strap. And that's what holds the saddle on the horse so that we can stay in the saddle. And this is why it was so important that we spent so much time brushing the horses, so we made sure that there weren't any sharp objects underneath this saddle or underneath this belly band. Because if you've ever had a rock in your shoe, you know how much that hurts. And we don't want him hurting, because if he's hurting while we're on top of him, then that means he's not going to behave. And we want him to behave while we're on him. We want him to be comfortable. And then the last thing that we'll put on him is his bridle. And this is a horse's steering wheel. And so he has this little piece that goes in his mouth, and that's called a bit. And this is his headstall, so this is going to go behind his ears, and then this is going to go on his forehead. And then these are the reins, and you never want to drop those. That would be like riding your bike without a steering wheel or driving your car without a steering wheel, so you always want to hold on to those.
Okay, Miss Bergman and I are out riding horses. And there's Avery out there in the front. Avery's my daughter. For those of you in Miss Bergman's class who haven't met her yet, Avery, give us a wave. Okay, we're riding in the rain. Okay, so all that hard work we did, all that brushing, and as soon as they get back and the saddles are off, they want to lay down in the dirt.